Good morning, everyone. Welcome to some Flip Flow, reporting live from the mountains. It's pretty cold out here, so just bear with me as I bring some energy and some warmth to my body through breathing. Mm. The cold actually makes you feel a lot more present because you're only thinking about the now and the feelings that you're feeling. So I invite you to be present wherever you are, whether you're warm or cold. Tune into the present, tune into your body, and begin to scan and listen to any signals that your body is trying to send you. Commence in a Sukhasana posture, cross-legged seated pose, tailbone rooted, crown of the head going high towards the sky, shoulders drawing away from the ears, knees drawing down towards the ground. After your next deep inhale, I invite you for a collective Om. So take a deep breath in. Namaste, and let's begin our practice. In a tabletop posture, fingers spread wide, index fingers pointed towards the front of your mat, parallel with the outer edges of your mat, tops of the feet pressed against the mat, and knees stacked underneath the hips, shoulders stacked over the elbows, elbows stacked over the wrists. Tabletop posture, pressing the navel against the spine. Inhale, drop the belly, raise the gaze for a cow pose. Exhale, press against the mat, round the spine for a cat pose. Inhale, cow, dropping the belly, raising the gaze forward. Avoid dumping in the lower back here. Exhale. Press against the mat, round the spine, shift your gaze towards your navel. Cat pose. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Shift the front arm forward and drop that right elbow. Shift the left arm forward to the front of the mat. Drop the right elbow to the mat and extend the left arm forward. Shift your gaze over to your left armpit. Inhale, press your palm in front of your face up. Root down to rise up. Shift the right hand forward. Drop the left shoulder to the mat. And shift your hand a little further forward. Your right hand a little further forward. And shift your Gaze over to your right armpit. Exhale, bring your palm in front of your face. Press down to rise up. Back to tabletop. Shift both hands forward. Curl your toes. Press your hips up and back to a downward facing dog. Long line of energy in the spine. Armpits trying to kiss each other. Your head is hanging like a mango. Your knees are slightly bent and your heels are driving towards the earth. First walking of the dog today, so you're welcome to bend one leg and extend the other, and then bend the other and extend the other. Bend your knees and slowly start to inch. Go. No. Dog wants to play, but not right now. When you reach your toes, bend your knees, round your spine, and slowly articulate vertebra by vertebra. All the way up. Take grounding and energetic steps as you make your way towards the front of your mat. Once you reach the front of your mat, establish Pada Bandha, rooting down on the four corners of your feet with your toes together and your heels slightly spread apart, or your feet at hip width distance with the outer edges parallel with the outer edges of your mat. Activate your leg muscles, micro bend in the knees, tuck your tailbone underneath your torso, press your navel against your spine, draw your shoulders down away from your ears, palms facing forward, chin parallel to the earth, mountain pose. Establish your alignment and actively align your bones with your muscles. Inhale, hands to the sky, shoulders drawn away from the ears. As you reach up, your shoulders draw down. Exhale, hinging at the hips, swan dive forward. Place your hands on your shins and inhale, halfway lift. Go. Exhale, fold forward, place your hands on the mat, step the left foot back, step the right foot back to meet it. And let's align ourselves in a plank pose. Rotate the elbows outward, root down on those hands. Exhale, lower halfway down, bending at the elbows. Inhale, roll over those toes into an upward facing dog. Avoid allowing the heels to split. Your legs are active and your heels are off the ground. Exhale, drop the knees, curl the toes, and press the hips up and back to a downward facing dog. It's funny how whenever you do downward facing dog, the dogs always come around. The bottom of your next exhale, drop your knees, shift your gaze forward, lightly step or float to the front of your mat. Place your hands on your shins, inhale up to a halfway lift, creating an L with your body and a micro bend in the upper back. Exhale, fold forward, rise up to a mountain pose. Dial in that ujjayi breath, that victory sounding breath, which you have to maintain in order to stay warm. Inhale, bend the knees, drop the bum, raise the arms up to a chair pose. Your knees are over your second toe, long line of energy in your spine. Rotate the pinkies inward. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, hands on the shins, halfway lift. Shoulders drawn away from the ears. Get that micro bend in the upper back. Exhale, hands on the mat. Step or float back to a plank. Exhale, bending at the elbows. Lower halfway down to chaturanga. Inhale, roll over those toes, halfway lift for a upward facing dog. Shoulders drawn away from the ears. Avoid dumping in the lower back here. Exhale, drop the knees, curl the toes, and press the hips up and back. Driving those heels towards the ground. Letting your head hang like a mango. Long line of energy in the spine. Inhale. Extend the left leg. Bring it between the hands. Drop the right heel. Right toes are pointed towards the top right corner of your mat. Hips are neutral as you raise up to a warrior one. Exhale, hands on the mat. Step the left foot back. Lower halfway down to chaturanga. Inhale. Roll over those toes into an upward facing dog. Avoid allowing the heels to splay. Exhale, drop the knees. Draw the toes. And press the hips up and back. Breathe here as you actively recover. Inhale, extend the right leg back. Bring it between your hands. Drop the left heel. And with the hips neutral, rise up to a warrior one. Exhale, drop the hands. Step the right foot back. Lower halfway down to chaturanga. Inhale, roll over those toes to an upward facing dog. Exhale, drop the knees, curl the toes, press the hips up and back to a downward facing dog. At the bottom of your next exhale, Bend your knees, shift your gaze forward, and lightly step or float to the front of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, drop the bum, bend the knees, raise the arms up into a chair pose. Inhale, rise up to a mountain pose. Inhale, hands to the sky. Exhale, hands at heart center. Shift your weight onto your left foot, rooting down on the four corners of your left foot, allowing the right foot to rise. Hinging at the hip, fold forward into a warrior three. Hips neutral. Extend the arms forward, above head. Right foot flexed. Drop the right foot down to a crescent pose. Drop that right hand onto the mat inside the left foot. Extend the left arm up towards the sky. So bring the left hand down. Drop the right knee. And shift your weight onto that right heel. Onto your right foot. Extending the left leg. Shift the weight forward. Shift the weight back, extending that left leg. Shifting your weight onto your right foot. Inhale. Drop the right heel. Rainbow the arms up to a warrior two pose. Left knee at 90 degrees, rooting down on the outer edge of the right foot. Shoulders are soft. Gaze is over your left middle finger. Dialed into the Ujjayi breath here. Drop that left elbow onto the left thigh. Reach over the top of your body with your right arm, shifting your gaze over to your right middle finger. Humble warrior. Inhale, rainbow the arms back, pressing the right hand on the right hamstring. Left hand reaches over the top of the body, gazes over the left middle finger. Reverse warrior. Inhale, back to warrior two. Hands on the hips, extend the left leg, heel toe, the right foot closer to the left, shortening the distance between the feet. Your left heel is perpendicular to your right foot. Reach forward with your left hand as you reach back with your right hip. And drop that left hand onto your left ankle. And take that right hand up to the sky for a triangle pose. Inhale, rise up. Hands on the hips. Rotate your right foot 90 degrees forward. Hips are neutral. Your feet are on train tracks. Hinging at the hip. Fold forward for a pyramid pose. Shoulders are drawn away from the ears. Option to use a block here in order to keep lengthy legs. Inhale, hinging at the hip, rise up, step forward into a mountain pose once again. Inhale, hands up, extended mountain pose. Exhale, hands together, heart center, samastitihi. Shift your weight onto your right foot, allowing your left foot to levitate. Rooting down on the four corners of your right foot, hinging at the hip. Fold forward, raising that left leg. Left foot flexed. Micro bend in the upper back. Take the arms overhead for warrior three. Drop the left foot controlled to a crescent pose. Take the left hand down into the mat, inside the right foot. And take that right hand up to the sky. Both hands down on the mat. Drop that left knee and shift the weight onto the left foot, extending the right foot. Shift your weight forward. Exhale, shift your weight back. Inhale, shift your weight forward. Exhale, shift your weight back. Inhale, shift your weight forward. Rainbow the hands up to a warrior two pose. Rooting down on the outside edge of your left foot. Right knee bent at 90 degrees. Micro bend in the left knee. Gazes over your right middle finger. Shoulders are soft. Sun's starting to come out and heat up my body. Feels really nice. Drop that right elbow onto the right thigh. Reach over the top of your body with your left middle finger. Gazes over your left middle finger. Inhale, rainbow the arms back to a reverse warrior. Left hand is on the left hamstring. Right hand is reaching over the top of your body with your right middle finger. Leading the gaze. Inhale, back up to warrior two. Inhale, extend the right leg as you place your hands on your hips. Heel toe that left foot closer to the right, shortening the distance between the feet. Reach forward with your right hand as you reach back with your left foot, with your left hip. Drop that right hand onto the right ankle and take that left hand up to the sky for a triangle pose. Inhale, rise up. Place your hands on your hips and rotate the left foot 90 degrees inward. Feet are on train tracks, hips neutral, feet pointed forward, hinging at the hip, fold forward to a pyramid pose. Inhale, rise up, hands on the hips, step forward, back to mountain pose. Dialed into the Ujjayi breath here. Inhale, hands to the sky, extended mountain pose. Exhale, hands together, Samastitihi. Bend the knees, drop the bum, with the palms together and arms extended. Bring that right elbow outside the left thigh, hook it, and twist to the left. Bringing your hands to sternum level, maintaining your knees even, and avoiding dumping in that right shoulder for a twisting chair pose. Exhale, release. Return to mountain pose. Inhale, bring that left elbow outside the right thigh. Twist over to the right, bringing your hands to sternum level and keeping those knees even. Avoid dumping in the left shoulder here. Exhale, release the hook and fold forward. Inhale, hands in the shins, halfway lift. Exhale, fold forward and articulate up. Back into mountain pose. Heel toe your feet outward so that they're parallel with the outer edges of the mat and aligned with the outer edges of your mat. With the hands at heart center, bend your knees and drop your bum. Bring in your elbows inside your knees, pressing those knees out and pressing those elbows in with the knees. Shoulders drawn away from the ears, heart is shining. Malasana Pose, also known as the poo pose. Drop your bum onto the mat and hold onto your back. With your palms facing the sky, create a V with your body, keeping your lengthy spine for a dolphin pose for 5. Draw the shoulders down for 4. Feet pointed for 3. Breathing nicely for 2 and smiling for 1. Exhale, release. Inhale back into a dolphin for 5. Shoulders drawn down for 4. Lengthy spine for 3. Pointed toes for 2. And again, smiling for 1. Exhale, release. Bend the knees, drop the feet down directly underneath the knees. Heels near the bum. Palms flat on the earth. Press down on the feet to raise the hips up, maintaining the knees neutral, pointed forward. Interlace your fingers underneath your back and root your arms down from pinky to shoulder for a bridge pose. Release the interlace, raise the heels, and slowly lower your back down to the mat, starting with the upper back, then the middle back, and finally your lower back. Repeat the bridge pose one more time. Root down on those feet to raise the hips up, maintaining the knees pointed forward. Interlace the fingers, root down the shoulders, root down the arms. Exhale, release the interlace, raise the heels and lower the back down, starting at the upper back and the middle back, and finally the lower back. Extend the left leg, cross it over the left, over to the right thigh. Reach through the windows of your thighs and press open that left thigh with the left elbow. And pull back on your right hamstring, keeping that right knee bent at 90 degrees and your right foot flexed for reverse pigeon. Exhale, release the interlace, drop the right foot down, shift the hips over to the left side of the mat and allow your left foot to fall to the right side. Grab your left ankle with your right hand, shift your gaze over to your left shoulder. Inhale, bring the legs up, shift the hips underneath, extend the left leg, interlace the hands and give your knees a big hug. Drop the feet down underneath your knees, extend the right leg, cross it over your left, reach through the windows of your thighs, interlace the fingers, and pull back on that left hamstring while keeping that right elbow on that inner right thigh, keeping it pressed open. Left knee bent at 90 degrees, left foot flexed. And breathe into this reverse pigeon, nice and relaxed. Is life after death? because you were just in a corpse pose. Now you're about to be reborn. Place your right hand down in front of your face and root down to rise up. Back into a Sukhasana. Slowly open the windows of your eyes and tap back into the present. Bring your hands together at heart center, and after a nice deep inhale, let's have a collective Om from wherever you may be. Om. Thank you for letting me guide your practice today. It's always a pleasure. Oh, it's so much nicer when the sun's out. The beginning of that sequence started off kind of frigid, but now it's nice and toasty. And I'll leave you guys with some peace and love for today.